Hi, how are you? It's Travis in here, and welcome back to our adventures with the Gnome Mage.
Hi there.
Today, we are here at Duke Hydraxis because we want to start our quest chain with the Hydraxian Waterlords. I am Hydraxis, Duke of the Waterlords. You are not an elemental and so cannot understand our struggle. But perhaps we can strike a deal that will benefit us both. Poison Water, a force of elemental scouts, was sent to the eastern plaguelands of Lordaeron, and the disease of that place twisted and infected them. The Waterlords cannot allow this affront to our purity. Take this vial. In it is a quantity of one aspect of Neptulon. If used on the plagued elementals, it will fight the poison within their bodies and cure them. But their inner conflict will drive them into a surging madness. Defeat the discordant surges and bring me their bracers of binding. And we'll pick up Stormers and Rumblers. We are the elementals of water. Wage war with those beings of the lesser elements. If you are truly our ally in this conflict, then show me your conviction. Part of the south in the desert land of Silithus, the servants of air and earth scurry in a corner of rock named Crystal Vale. They protect items of power with smaller beings, immortals, and although I do not know why they do this, I wish to foil their efforts. Go to the Crystal Vale in Silithus and defeat our enemies, then return to me. All right, so we picked these two quests up because we want to eventually be able to get a douse, or what it's really called is Aqual Quintessence. So we'll head over to Ironforge, guys, and we'll probably do the Poison Water quest, which is just up here in the Eastern Plaguelands. So we'll take a flight over there. And what we want to do is also get our reputation up with the Hydraxian Waterlords. Right now we are neutral. We want to get to Honored. Once you're Honored, you can get the Douse, as they call it, or the Aqua Quintessence. And that is used inside of Molten Core. You need 8 douses to summon the second last boss, Major Domo. Major Domo, after you beat him, he summons Ragnaros. So, if you're a person like me, right, and your gear kind of sucks, you kind of want to try to bring something to the raid group. And if you have, a douse on you, they may let you slide and join the raid group. So I've been having some trouble getting in to Molten Cores. I've tried to get into 2 so far, and one of the guys said, "Do you have a douse? Your gear doesn't look that great, but you at least have a douse." And I said, "No, sorry." And that was it. Can't get in. And then another group I joined, they just looked at my gear and said no. So it's either we, get our gear up, which will take some time, over time while we do, Zul'Grubs and Onyxia's Lairs and dungeons as well. We'll eventually get, our gear up. But that's just going to take a while. So we'll try to do the Hydraxian, Waterlords quest and try to get our rep up with them as well. But to get your rep up with Hydraxian Waterlords, you need to actually get into Molten Core and kill trash and bosses. So we kind of just have to sneak in to a Molten Core. Hopefully somebody will just bring us into one eventually. I'm just going to keep on trying. And if we sneak into one, we'll get our rep up, and then eventually, once we get Honored, we'll be able to bring, douses to the group, and that'll make it a lot easier for us to get into a run. But that's where we're at right now, guys. I might as well go over the gear. Let's see how we're looking, guys. So we got the Crown of the Ogre King. 73 armor, 18 stamp, 16 intellect, 11 spirit. Gives us 1% critical strike with spells. We have Star of Mysteria. We got that from Stratholme. 9 stam, 9 intellect, 8 spirit. Improves your chance to hit spells by 1%. Boreal Mantle. 61 armor, 5 stamina, 8 intellect. Increases your damage done with frost spells by 29. Pretty good. Not bad. Archivist Cape of the Owl. This sucks. 43 armor, 10 intellect, 10 spirit. Restores 4 mana per 5 seconds. Got these in Zul'Gurub. Flowing Ritual Robes. These are pretty good. 15 stamina, 23 intellect, 24 spirit, 22 spell damage. Sublime Wrist Guards. We actually have better wrist guards, but I haven't gone to the island yet. You need friendly with Zul'Gurub. We are currently friendly with those trolls, but I'll have to go there and see if we can get the upgrade. Sublime Wrist Guards. 6 stamina, 10 intellect, 6 spirit, 12 spell damage. We have the Hypnotic Blade from Scroll Monastery Library. 8 intellect, 3 spirit, 9 spell damage. The Celestial Orb from the Mage quest. 13 spell damage, 3 intellect, and unused that gives us 1200 mana. Ice Fury 1, not bad. 9 frost damage, 3 intellect. Gloves of the Whale. Atalai Gloves of the Whale, 13 spirit, 12 stamina, 9 spell damage. Brutal gloves. Pre-Bis. This belt's pretty good. 10 stamina, 11 intellect. Improves your chance to save with spells by 1%. 12 spell damage. Spirit Shroud Leggings, 13 stam, 16 intellect, 16 spirit. Improves spell damage by 19. These boots are brutal. Riptide shoes, 12 intellect. Increases frost damage by 19. They're okay, but they're green, right? So if somebody sees that, they just assume it's crap. Songstone of Ironforge. 7 intellect, 4 spirit, 18 spell damage. Not bad. We got this ring from Zul'Gurub. 8 stamina, 9 intellect, 23 spell damage. Band of Servitude. Then we have a PvP trinket. Insignia of the Alliance. Spells all fear, polymorph, and slowing effects. And we have a pre-Bis pretty good trinket here. Increases, probably would read, increases spell damage by 29. So, it's okay loot. Clearly, we have some work. The wrist will upgrade soon. But the helm could be, like, a bunch of stuff can be upgraded. We're not that great. Our item level's 53. I have a feeling people probably have, like, these people that are making these groups have an item level add-on that sees what item level everybody is, and if they see I'm 53, I just get kicked, right? And the thing is, I'm lined up to do a Molten Core today in, like, an hour or so. So we'll see if we get into that one. I'll try to sneak in. If I can't get in, I can't get in, but we'll give it a try. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing pretty good. This is a fun part of the game, just trying to break in. It's sort of like, you know, trying to get into a field, like a job that you're trying to get into, that you're just trying to break in, and then once you break in, you're in. That's kind of how it is. It's funny how WoW's like that. Guilds are sort of like jobs. It's kind of a dark way of looking at it, but it does. After a while, if you're not having fun, it does feel that way. Like if you just don't enjoy the raiding environment. But there is similarities to it. All right, so here we go. Let's get some poison water, guys. But we're just trying to sneak in. Really, like, we can't. If we get kicked, we get kicked. I don't hate on people who kicked me at all. I understand completely, right? They want to have a smooth run, and they don't want to just drag some mage along. But mages are actually, out of any class you wouldn't mind dragging along in a raid, a mage is one of them, because their AoE damage is pretty good. You know, they can dispel curses, and they're pretty good in Molten Core. Like, if you watch a lot of World First or Server First Molten Cores, it's usually with a group of, like, level 60 mages. It's mostly all mages. Like, mages don't really need the best gear to do all right in a raid. So if any class can kind of just get by without having the best gear, it's probably a mage. As a warrior, it's brutal. You know, you really need your gear because you just won't hit the boss at all. Like, most of your damage is from white hits. White hits is just when you're swinging your weapon. So if you're missing those all the time, your damage is going to be terrible. And mages have a lot of survivability in Molten Core, right? Like, we have Fire Ward too, which is awesome. No, my bad. My Conjure Water button is now my ice block, and I always mix it up. Still not used to that yet. So here they are. We need the bracers from these guys. We'll see what happens here. And the guild I'm in, they're kind of... I don't know what's going on with that. They invited me to do Sul'Gurub Onyxia yesterday, but I already completed those two. I'm saved on Onyxia and Sul'Gurub, so we can get into those pretty damn easily. It's just getting into Molten Core is tough, and then Blackwing Lair is impossible. No one would bring us to a Blackwing Lair with the gear we have, unless we were, you know, their friend. Right? If they know, you know, they just know me, and they're like, you know what, let's bring them along and give them some loot that no one wants in the guild. Okay, so I think we have to use something on these guys. Use the plagued water. Oh, okay. You have to use it when we're fighting them. Looks like this guy might be fishing. We have Drowning Death. Swim speed reduced by 20%. Agility reduced by 15%. It's interesting. Another thing mages can do in a group too, we can give out waters. Right? You could be the water guy. on the team. And that's another thing guilds are like too. It's a lot like sports team. I think it's more like sports. Like sports teams than it is jobs. That's probably a better example. Can I dispel? Is this a curse? No, it's just magic. So I can't dispel it. Alright, so we can kill these mobs. Looks like I'm not the only one on this quest. We'll put this here for now. There we go. Okay. And we there's a lot we need to do, right? I still need to get my mount, my epic mount. I wanted to do that before I started like raiding, but I really want to get into MC. Molten Core. There's a lot of good loot in there for mages. And there's our first set of bracers. Tons of loot. Loot I'm kind of looking for is yeah, Choker of the Firelord's amazing. 7 stamina, 7 intellect, 34 spell damage. Netherwind Pants are really good. 50 spell damage, 1% crit with spells. 16 stams, 27 intellect, 5 spirit, 10 arcane, and 10 fire resist. This trinket I was trying to... Hopefully we can get. Same with this one too, Mage Blade. This is a really good weapon. Main hand sword. 7 stam, 12 intellect. Proves your chance to get a crit with spells by 1% and also gives you 40 spell damage. Talisman of Ephemeral Power is an on-use that gives you 175 spell damage for 15 seconds. Pretty good trinket. Let's get on this island over here. So there's a lot of loot in there for us, guys. Hopefully, we can get into Molten Core. Because once we get our... we get honored and we can bring a douse, then we'll get in. We'll be able to get in, I think, like every week pretty damn easily. But to be honest, once you get into a guild, it doesn't matter. They just bring you along. Like, maybe I should just do that. But it is kind of tough finding a guild looking for mages because there's just so many people playing mage, right? It's a great class to play. And I actually seen this funny meme that World of Warcraft posted. Asks you, which class should you play? And it's kind of like a questionnaire. And it leads you to like which class you should play. So is this your first character? If the answer is yes, then you should play a hunter. So they believe hunter is probably the most, I guess, you know, noob-friendly class to play. I guess so. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, having a pet, like, you know, tank everything, and then you just sit in the background. It is pretty chill. And they're fun. Hunter's a lot of fun to play, too. It's cool collecting, like, pets and stuff. So, if it's not your first character, and you've already... it's not your first character and you say no, they ask you, do you already have a hunter? If the answer is no, then you should probably make one. If the answer is yes, then they ask you for the light, question mark. And if you say yes, they ask you, do you like warrior loot? If the answer is yes, then you should play paladin. If the answer is no, you should play a priest. And then say you don't, you're not for the light, right? You're not into the light. They ask you, are you good with magic? Yes. Are you into demons? The answer is yes. Warlock. The answer is no. They ask you, do you stand in fire a lot? The answer is yes, you should play a mage. The answer is no. They ask you, do you like nature? The answer is yes, cats or dogs. The answer is cats, druid. The answer is dogs, shaman. If you say, do you like nature, and you say no, they say you should play an evoker, which is the dragonkin class that came out in the Dragonflight expansion. And then if you don't like magic, they ask you, do you like tea? And if the answer is no, have you sacrificed everything? The answer is yes. So if you don't like tea and if you sacrificed everything, you should play a demon hunter. If the answer is no, you haven't sacrificed everything, they ask you, are you dead? If the answer is yes, you should play a death knight. If the answer is no, play a warrior. And then if you do like tea, are you a fan of knives? If the answer is no, you should play a monk. If the answer is yes, you should play a rogue. So it's a fun little meme to guide people into which class they should play. Clearly, they think everybody should play hunter. I agree. Hunter's pretty good. I actually think mage is another one that should be a first class that somebody should play, especially if they like playing a caster. Mage is pretty a well-rounded class. Just plays well. I really like mage. Alright, so we have 3 so far. CG dropped. We do have 2 world buffs. I got Rallying Cry of the Dragonslayer and Spirit of Zandalar. Or the raid, just in case we get in. I know I could get a few more world buffs, but kind of just going to stick with these two. To be honest, I'm not too confident that we'll get in. But if we do sneak in, at least we have some world buffs to bring, right? We're not coming in with nothing. And it's Molten Core. Right? Like, it's the first raid ever in World of Warcraft. It can be challenging, but I'll be honest, most of the boss fights are tank and spanks. It's not that bad. There are some mechanics you have to know about, right? Alright, so that's 5. Like a Baron Geddon, if you get like this bomb on you, it's a debuff. You have to like go away from the group or you like blow up the entire raid. That's a big one. It's usually the one that people wipe to the most. But for the most part, it's going to be a lot of tank and spanks. There's a boss where we're going to have to decurse. I forget which one that is. I think it's Lucifron. But should be pretty chill for the most part. I haven't done Molten Core in a few years. So I'm going to be rusty, that's for sure. But I never remembered it being, you know, very challenging. Like when I played a lot in 2019, we cleared Molten Core pretty damn quick. And once I hit 60 and got Prebis, it was pretty much cleared. But that was a grind. We grinded quite a bit to get our Prebis gear. Especially as a tank when you need like a fire resist set for, you know, for fighting Ragnaros. We don't really have to worry about that as a mage. We just pop this, boom, Fire Ward. We're good. Some people bring, you know, greater fire protection pots, which you should if you're tanking. But as a mage, I think you can just get by with Fire Ward. That's another reason why I kind of played mage. It's more, it's just chill. Not a very demanding class at the beginning. That's kind of what I wanted this experience to be. Is mostly chill because I'm a casual now. Yeah, I'm very casual player. I play like 6-7 hours a week, maybe. But you can get by as a casual. You can sneak up. Right? There are catch-up mechanics like Zul'Grub, right? We're playing pretty much at the perfect time. And the goal is to kind of just catch up or be sort of caught up by the time AQ40 comes out. And then phase 5 is when AQ40 comes out, it'll be the phase where we really sort of catch up. Like, we won't have the best gear. You know, we won't be like have the best in slot. You know what I mean? That'll probably go to like people who've been playing from the beginning. But our gear will be pretty good, and we'll probably be ready for next. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see how it goes. Because that's kind of the goal of the playthrough. The goal of the playthrough is to kill Kel'Thuzad next before the Burning Crusade comes out. Sort of like the ending of this playthrough is when we kill Kel'Thuzad next. And then we'll probably bring this character over to TBC. I think that'd be fun. It'll be a lot of fun leveling too in TBC with, you know, Nax gear. It's a blast as a warrior. Like, you just do so much damage. Like, we're going to be doing insane damage as a mage. And on this server, the PvP will be a lot of fun. The world PvP will be pretty fun for the first week or so. Because everyone will be fighting in Hellfire Peninsula when we go through the gate. I'm looking forward to TBC quite a bit, actually. And with the Nax gear, you know, if you have Nax gear going into TBC, you'll get into groups for Karazhan pretty damn easily. And that's the first raid of TBC. Like, if you have Nax loot going into, you know, Karazhan, you'll be able to get in there pretty damn quick. So we won't have this issue of, like, you know, grinding pre-bis and trying to find our way in. We'll most likely probably be in a guild for it already, I think. We'll see. Alright, we need like a few more bracers here. Two more. And then we'll see if I'll see what's going on with the raid. Could be starting soon. If they don't bring me, no problem. If I get in, we'll go get some rep. Maybe a piece of loot. See what happens. That's another thing I could do too. I'd be like, I don't care about any loot, I just want rep. Like, I could do that as well if I get really desperate. Like, I'll just take hand-me-downs, anything the guild doesn't want, you know what I mean? I got a trick, I could get into something like that and just farm rep. Right? That's a start, right? You just go in just trying to get in the door. Because they'll bring you for that, I guess. If like, say they don't have 40, like, why don't they just bring a mage, right, that they don't have to give any loot to, unless it's like loot the guild doesn't want, right? It's just a little bit extra damage. Like, I would do that if I was a guild that having trouble with the roster boss. And that's probably a lot of guilds, to be honest. There's probably tons of guilds that are having trouble filling a 40-man raid. All right, so there we go. We got that quest done. Now we move on. So the next spot we're going to go to, guys, is over here. We actually haven't been here yet. This is Silithus. This is where AQ40 is located. AQ40 is down here. This is where the gates to AQ40 is. We never went there, so I guess I'll show you guys the journey. So we will go to Stormwind. No, we'll go to Ironforge. And then we'll fly down to Angora Crater. Let's see if the raid's still going on. What's this guy's name again? His name was... Okay, let's see. I'll ask him if they... Maybe they'd already started. I'm not too sure. Let's see if we get in. I could have missed it. Though the times are kind of weird. Like right now, supposedly it's like Brave is supposed to be at like 7 p.m. Now I don't know if that's Eastern time or Pacific. Because this is 2 hours back. So this is Mountain Time server. So I'm assuming it was 9 p.m. would be the raid. But I'm not too sure. We'll see if we get in. If we don't, whatever.
Can those airy pink griffins stand the heat of the great?
We got 8 mages.
I think not.
Yeah, all good. I like to have fun. Here we go. See, 8. They already have 8 mages. And maybe I was a little bit too late. I should have messaged them earlier. It's all good. We'll just keep on trying to sneak in. And some people take it personally, right? They get really upset if they get rejected. Because I wasn't the only one getting rejected. When people are making groups, like they reject probably like a bunch of people trying to get in, right? Some people get really pissed off. So we could try to sign up. This is a cool thing about Anniversary. We didn't have this in 2019. Can we do ZG again? No way. We could do ZG. We should probably do ZG, guys. Let's check raid info. Yeah, we're only locked to Nixie's Lair? That's so weird. I literally did ZG a few days ago. Okay, well, maybe we'll try to get into a ZG, guys. It says we're only saved to Oni. So yeah, we'll try to get into a ZG soon. But we'll finish this quest first. I think we'll do that. But some group leaders are kind of lame. Like, I was in a group at the beginning. So I joined this guy's thing. This guy's Molten Core. 4 hours. It was like an hour. It took him an hour or two to get it going. I was like one of the first people he invited. It's kind of open since I was like one of the first people he invited that I would be able to sneak in, right? But, you know, so I go to Molten Core, you know, and they see me, and then I got removed from the group immediately. So that kind of bugged me a little bit. I didn't say anything, but, like, I asked him, like, why'd I get kicked? I wanted to see if it was a gear thing. I assumed it was. It kind of just, you know, played the passive-aggressive approach and just decided to not talk to me. And this guy was getting... he's like a streamer, I think. So he was like linking his Discord, and there's people getting upset in his Discord because he was doing it to a lot of people. I thought it was kind of funny, but that's what you got to do, right? He's trying to have a clean run. I don't hate on him. I just kind of wanted an explanation just to why I got kicked. I know what it is, though. It's mostly gear. He didn't have to say anything. But I think doing that's probably the reason why he does that, doesn't answer or reply back, is because he probably gets a lot of like toxicity talk back to him. I assume. Because people get pissed off when you do stuff like that. But I understand where he's coming from. But there's a lot of toxic people in this game. There's a decent amount. There's more non-toxic, though. But there are toxic people that take the game a little too serious. It depends on the environment, though. Some people, like, if you sign up for like a raiding environment that's where they're trying to push times and they're sort of trying to be competitive, it can get a little toxic or demanding. Even the PvP can get toxic. Like I was in doing the BGs, and this guy got mad at me because I didn't poly somebody. And I'm like, buddy, is this a rated battleground? He's like, no, but I don't know. He just wanted to blame his death on somebody else. Classic PvP game, toxic scenario. I die, not my fault. Let's blame somebody who's close to me. Who's the closest person? You. Okay, I'm going to type to you and say something toxic. Happens in all PvP games, like League of Legends, Dota. Dota's especially Counter-Strike. Now I understand that behavior sort of even that behavior in games that are rated is crappy, because anybody who has like climbed a ladder in a game knows that it's a complete waste of time to talk about it or to like talk toxic to somebody. And you just have to realize that when you're playing a team game, you can only control what you can do, right? You can't control your teammates. So you just have to just play your best and just work on that. You can work on what you can control. Talking toxic to somebody doesn't really solve anything, because nobody plays perfect in a game. You never play a perfect game of League or a perfect game of, Counter-Strike, or even a perfect Battleground, or even you don't even do a raid perfect. There's always, you might have been 1 second off on a cast. You might not have activated your trinket at the right time. There's tons of things. You might have moved too much when you didn't have to move. You should have been doing damage. There's tons of... you never play perfect, so you should really just focus on yourself. But that's that's hard to do sometimes, right? Sometimes you just want to blame somebody else and be toxic. And you know where you see that too is in the lower ranks of games. Like if you're in like gold or silver, mostly silver or bronze. That's where you see like people just blaming other people for the reason why they're in silver and bronze. But if you want to climb out of that stuff, you have to be so good, like so much better than the people that you're playing against, that you can carry people in bronze and silver to victories. And then that's when you get ranked up, because you're clearly too good for that current rank you're at. But that's my little rant about it's just my little rant about PvP games, and just player toxicity. As a gamer, you experience it quite a bit, and to be honest, you should just mute.
Where would you like to fly to?
But it really does blow my mind
See you soon.
that people care about classic. People take it serious, like classic vanilla, non-rated battlegrounds, Warsong Gulch. I think that's insane. That blew my mind. I was like, am I really getting trash talked in a non-rated battleground in classic WoW? Like most people like that join classic WoW battlegrounds, they're like AFK. They don't really care. They're just trying to farm rep, or they're trying to farm honor so they can get rank 14. It's not that serious, right? There's no reason to care. Like you're not trying to climb in rating or anything. Like you just have fun. That's it. Like that's all classic battlegrounds are about, is fun. So getting upset during them is wild. Like just go play another game. There's so many different games that you can play that actually reward you for I don't know, sort of reward you. I don't know. It's just it doesn't really mean anything. But there's way better PvP games, is what I'm saying, you can play than World of Warcraft. And that's another thing, too. I think World of Warcraft's mostly a PvE game than a PvP game. They clearly cater to the PvE player base more. PvP's kind of like a side thing that's just for fun. And I've heard some WoW developers say that they would probably not even have PvP in the game if they could do it again. Just because of how much of a headache it's been to like balance and that. But it was pretty popular in like late 2000s, early 2010s. There's a lot of people that... There's a big PvP was pretty popular back then. There was clearly a big community of PvPers at that time. But nowadays, there's just so many more games that are just better for that sort of environment. That I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of WoW PvP, to be honest. Like, you could play League, you can play Dota. There's a bunch of FPS games that I would consider to be better than WoW PvP. That's just another rant of mine. But it's been fun being max level on the Mage. I've enjoyed it. And it's going to be fun going through this journey to getting level... taking down Kel'Thuzad and Naxxramas. We'll see if we can pull it off. I think we will. We'll pull it off eventually. We just have to sort of catch up and get to a point where, you know, we're in a guild and we're just farming the raids every week. And slowly but surely we'll get to a point where we will be ready for Naxxramas. And I never I've never done, you know, AQ40 or Naxxramas as a caster or a range class, so range DPS class, so that'll be an interesting experience. All right, here we are again, back in Un'Goro Crater, guys. This was a fun zone to level in for a little bit. Got a bunch of people leveling still, good to see. Not gonna gank them, not that kind of guy. Not gonna farm people leveling up. But it was fun PvPing, though. I did enjoy, like, just world PvPing while we were leveling up. That was a lot of fun. Got into a few skirmishes. All right, off to Silithus we go. And we should be, you know, back to me posting more content soon, guys. Still just got some stuff going on. But we'll be back. We'll be posting. I'll be back with the GTA series soon, if any of you guys are interested in that. And we'll try to get the daily videos going again. I will admit it's going to be tough to keep the Mage going daily. Like, eventually we're going to get to a point where we're just, you know, raid logging. We're just really doing the raids. So maybe this Mage will be more of like a, once a week. I don't know, like once, maybe every other day type thing. But I will be getting the Hardcore Warrior back to daily videos soon. We are getting close to 60. We're 60. Like nine levels away. Alright, so we're going to head over here. This place is going to be a war zone in Phase 5, or right before Phase 5. A lot of people will be farming here to get a guildie that they believe deserves it, their Ankaraji war mount or whatever it's called. It's like the black bug mount. Pretty cool mount. Very rare. The people that do get it, they clearly deserve it. They've put in a lot of effort, I would assume. And they kind of owe the people that helped them farm it, that's for sure. Got to put in a lot of time to get that mount. I wonder if the gate opening has started yet. Not too sure. And this quest chain, it does lead us into Upper Blackrock Spire, which is good because we still do need loot from that dungeon. Just got to make sure we find a group that actually wants to clear the entire thing. All right, so let's get the flight point here, guys. This is I forget what they call it. Is it like called Cenarian Hold or something like that? I think it's called that. Let's get our flight point here.
Where would you like to fly to?
Yeah, I remember there being a lot of world PvP in this zone in Phase 5. It's gonna be fun. But I'm gonna call the episode here, guys. Yeah, it's called Cenarian Hold. Next episode we will go up here and we'll deal with the Desert Rumblers and Stormers. And then we will turn those two quests in and continue Hydraxian Waterlords quest chain. And that should lead us into Upper Blackrock Spire. We'll also try to get into Azul Grub soon, and then probably Nixie's Lair again, and just keep trying to get loot, guys. But that is going to be the end of today's episode. As always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.